First of all, when I first got pregnant, I was the definition of clueless. Like if you looked up, back then they had dictionaries, and if you looked up clueless in the dictionary, you would have seen my picture. I started with that lack of understanding and knowledge, but what I did know was that a book was needed. I was young and, I guess, young and dumb enough to think that I could write it, and not ever anticipating that anyone would buy it, but just so that it would be there in case.
Is there, but this is when he was a baby, and it's like, it's really great because we didn't have to pay anyone for the covers. It's like, he works for HUD. Have not met my baby daddy, standing over there looking so nonchalant. That one, not that one.
How we got into doing this in the first place is that we were asked to donate books to another baby shower. And Eric and I looked at each other and said, well, why don't we just go to the shower? That would be fun. So there were 150 moms and hugs, and babies everywhere. And within days, we were at the USO, and we gave them, we pitched this idea, and we've been doing it ever since. Intellectually, you know that these families need support, but you don't really know what's really going on until you meet them and hug them and talk to them, and until you're on Facebook with them and you hear all of the things that they might be going through. And then it's not just like an abstract concept, you know that it's a struggle. And that there's so much sacrifice, and that kids sacrifice, and that spouses sacrifice, and dual military or single moms sacrifice so much, and that moms are deployed just like dads are, and that it is hard to be away from your family and your network of support. In places like Okinawa, but even across the country, having your family around is not a given. And having your partner deployed can be really rough. And, whether it's, the baby's 2 weeks old and they deploy, or the baby's about to be born and they're deployed, or they don't know whether, they're gonna make it until dad gets back. I've had moms who actually went into labor at the airport picking their husbands up from deployment. So, and this is all stuff that I never understood fully, and now I do, and now I could never stop doing this because they deserve it.
Now let's hear it for the girl.
There were maybe a handful of books, and none of them answered my questions. I became a mom on a mission, and that mission was to help other moms and dads sleep better at night than we had when we were pregnant. And literally, you can't make this stuff up, but literally 2 hours before I went into labor with Emma, I delivered a proposal for a book that was not yet named What to Expect When You're Expecting, but the whole idea was to let parents know what to expect. It was sort of, that was my first job, was I had to get pregnant. And after that, then I could put myself in a mom's shoes and know that her shoes don't fit because her feet are swollen. Like, you've got to have that perspective.